Live from the Icebox Studio in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, it's the Bill and Corey Show.
I'm Corey.
Welcome back. No pumpkins this week. No pumpkins. That's decomposing somewhere.
Well, it's colder in here than it is outside. How much I know. Holy cow.
It's going to be a warm day today. So global warming thing or something. So.
It's been 8 all week.
Yeah. Nah, not really. But okay, we do have questions this week. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
First one, someone is looking for a flow curve for the 3026A without the valve. And you're looking around
for
but we didn't
for a
have
flow
one
curve.
already done.
I
so,
know.
Well,
that's something we could do. You want a flow curve? We don't have one?
Well, you know, I forgot the Brooks.
Oh no.
One thing. I knew I was forgetting something. So this is a 3476 without the valve, and we got some extra fittings on there. So the customer really wanted...
And typically the valve would come from out the bottom.
Yeah, they do. It's an
outlet valve.
Rear inlet, bottom outlet.
Rear inlet.
So it's great for like a little stuff. You just pop it in. So this would have a little needle in there. The customer really wanted high flow, so they wanted to get an idea for them. So what we do is when we do the flow test, and I wish I brought our mass flow thing on. I forgot that.
Shake my head and look down.
Typically we put in we bumped up the inlet. Why don't you zoom in on this one? There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we bumped up the ½ inch because we wanted to cut down on flow restriction.
Yeah. So the only flow restriction is going through the regular.
Because if you're running 6 feet of tubing or something, you don't want to have 1/4 inch and then.
You don't want to go an 1/8 inch swage lock into there.
No, not
tube.
And the bottom's a ½ inch too. We actually had low pressure flex hoses set up there to help. We were testing. This is only 350 inlet. You can zoom back out.
Only a 350.
Yeah, so it's a line regulator. 4 different ranges. This is the 0 to 125 range. So yes, we did special. We're set up here. We got a calibrated NIST traceable mass flow thing.
Yeah. We can't do anything.
No, we do nitrogen.
Oh, nitrogen. I'm sorry, nitrogen.
Yeah, we're not running like silent.
Yeah.
So you want to pop up the first graphic? So they were looking for 100 psi delivery pressure. So we did it kind of 2 different ways. We did a flow curve you see there on the left, delivery pressure. So it's 100 psi static, and then you can see what the flow is at the higher. You
can see how the pressure drops as the flow gets higher.
600 liters a minute. It's down to a little below 90 psi.
And this is more of a flow line than a curve.
It's really a droop curve. But yeah, and then the green line on top is kind of.
Oh, you didn't use blue? Didn't use blue?
I didn't use blue. I used green. It's an inside joke here. It's like, I don't know. So the greenish line is, if you look at it, it's 125 on the inlet, but it's 100 psi at 1,000 liters a minute, and our controller only goes up to 1,000. So it's and that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
Yeah, you're. I mean, I'm guessing this isn't going on a 1-cylinder thing, but you're draining cylinders really fast at that flow rate.
You're draining. So you think of it, 1,000 liters. Think of a liter bottle of soda.
Yeah.
You can take that graphic off. 1,000 of them a minute. That's a lot.
One of those weird times when we use the metric system in America.
Yeah.
Soda measurements.
Yeah, that
or pop from the Midwest.
Yes, I'm a pop guy.
I grew up as a pop guy.
I'm upstate Rochester, New York. So I'm a pop guy.
I'm Western PA.
Western PA. I'm good at that. So that's it. So we did a flow curve for that. We're going to develop some more flow curves for this series. Oh, this is interesting. Well, not the last question was.
No, they're always interesting questions.
I forgot to bring a switch over in too.
My
goodness. Oh boy, I thought I was getting everything. So, okay, this is the question. This is what was going on by the 6-pack 0 causing leftover contaminants to enter our water room GCs.
Sick. Just to let you know, we're reading. No, it's sick. When they write SIC in an article to say how it's exactly.
Okay. Chromatographs to show trash. I guess he's a little upset. Took many runs and samples to get out. We're working on gathering our water blanks to pass because of what we had to do to clear
and you didn't have to clear up a bad word there. It really was blanks.
Yeah, This is the reason why we need the regulators adjusted 300 instead of 0. Okay, and I forgot my switch over.
Imagine a switch.
Little props today.
I know, and then there's nothing here. Here, switch.
Oh, that's just so. Switch over. You've seen it before.
Yeah.
And, probably should have
go to store.mathesongas.com and buy them
all the time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the gauge. Now we're thinking they were saying 0. We can do switchovers at about 300, maybe 330.
Yeah.
Our typical switchover is 200.
Well, 300 number that we can't hit. Right?
Yeah, it's right between the two, so it's like 330. It's between the two.
It's in that non-Goldilocks. What's the opposite of Goldilocks zone?
I don't know. So they wanted a little higher switchover pressure. Why would they say 0?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I understand. We can do a higher. Want that, but they just want it that way, and that's fine. Helps whatever reasons they got. Thought about it, and the whole contaminants, empty cylinders. You really don't have that. People might. We're unsure if it's the cylinder gets low and you really get contaminated. They might have been looking like parts per bazillion or something.
Yeah. Contaminants to people are.
It can happen with liquefied gases when you're done with a liquid, sucking the vapor out of the cylinder or something like that. So you want to pop up the next graphic that's a gauge. There we go. So it's typically on our switchover to indicate cylinder pressure. 3,000 psi gauge is the limit. Now, switchovers at around 200. That's what that blue line, not green line, is. Yeah, so that's what it should be. Well, the problem is the gauge is plus or minus 3% at this level, which would be 90 psi. So the needle there could be at 100 when it's really 200. So if you're looking at the line at 100, so your needle could be there, and if you kind of imagine the needle up there, it's really kind of close to 0. Because the 0 really could be 0 or 100.
Or 100, yeah.
So it's kind of in that it's not un-Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, un-Goldilocks zone.
So maybe the cylinders weren't going down to 0. It was really, they're reading the gauge and not understanding that, which would be a little confusing.
That and when it switches over, you need to change out the other cylinders. So that's what we thought first was maybe they just forgot to change the cylinders out, and it just drains down the cylinder because they don't automatically. They don't shut off.
It
switches over to a new one at 300, but if they're both drained down, then it's just gonna.
Okay, you can take the graphic off.
It's gonna flow right through.
I know we have props for the next.
There we go. Okay.
They're tiny little props with them.
Do you remember them?
Yeah, they're in there. So, one hello.
I would like hellos.
Thanks for that. We have purchased several Matheson regulators of options. Majority of the ones we have 3030 series.
And we thank you for that.
Thank you. I am missing the Locknut and one of the handles with a pressure adjustment. Need a replacement handle. You can call it a knob too. Just a Locknut. Do you happen to have it? Yes, it is. Or you can buy your own. So what do we got? We got a bunch of things here.
Actually, we don't need we know we don't need the knob. That's explicit.
We can show stuff. We had a lot of questions on knobs and regulators and stuff. So we got now the 3030. That's a knob for this thing. Okay. We also had a question. Hey, you want to show them?
Yeah. So
the 30. So this is not a.
So I kind of take issue with the term Locknut. We were talking about this yesterday at the thing. To me, a Locknut is one of those nuts that have they don't spin down freely. They have something on the inside that you have to, break down. This is more of a jam nut. You put a nut on top of a nut, you jam it down. This will spin freely on it. Now, what's nice about these, though, I mean, obviously we have. What's that?
Not a peanut butter.
Not a peanut butter. It's not a peanut butter nut. And the nice thing about this is this is a typical thread you can find.
Well, this is the different. We got two.
Oh, wait, we got two different ones. I'm mixing them up.
It's actually closer to the 3030.
Okay.
So
there we go. So it's like this thread, but is a typical standard thread.
Yeah,
it's nothing special out of the ordinary.
This one for the 3030, pretend this is 3030. It's not.
Well, nobody's going to be able to tell but us.
The stem, yeah. That thread is 3/8 24. Now for the line regulator.
That's a coarse.
Yeah, that's a 3/8 16. So, yeah, you want to zoom in? Maybe you can kind of see. See, one's it's really hard. We need super.
Yeah, it just shines.
But this one's a coarser thread. So it's just different thread. You can get that nut probably at the hardware store.
But we do sell them as well.
Yeah, we do sell them.
But we're not in the business of selling nuts, so we won't be upset if you go and get it elsewhere. So whatever's convenient for you. So and it's just a freely spinning nut, and you can basically try to match up what's there, or this one's a pretty thick one.
Now
this one's a little bit smaller.
The torque on these is you're only talking about 5-10 foot.
You don't.
Was looking for this regulator. This is one that's in our clearance bin.
Oh, that's.
I don't know why we bought it, but we bought them a while ago. It has no knob or handle, and it's got just inlet, outlet, and interstage port, no gauge ports. And it's got a threaded rear bonnet. It's a 2-stage. So we got like 20. I know. We got like 20 of these in our clearance.
There you go.
And they're discounted.
And they make a good paperweight, if anything.
Yeah.
That's a station piece for the living room.
Something like that. Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. Stocking
we're
stuffer.
Offer it there. It's